So do you think all of the stuff that basically America, I guess you could almost kind of call it like reparations in a way, that black people have been getting for like the last 100 years or so, basically welfare, all of the things that white people have been doing to basically try to help black people. Well, yeah, anybody that's under a certain income, but the fact is like we're talking about, most of the people that live in those areas, they do predominantly tend to be black people that are on the welfare system. So the things that, but you don't, but that's what I'm saying. So you don't think that America, as far as them trying to do what they can do to help the people that are in these positions, basically, like, what is the actual problem? Why are these people still in the position that they're in? Because actually, from some black people that I've talked to, they totally disagree with a lot of what's going on as far as like that movement and their ideology. And basically, they have kind of a totally different idea. So I guess the thing is, what is the actual problem of why the black people can't seem to, a lot of them, not all of them, but why are a lot of them staying in this perpetual place of poverty?
Because of generations of poverty.
So you believe, it was because the racism that existed before in the past and was holding the people down in a place where they couldn't have anything. So that's what's keeping them where they're at now. Okay. I've heard that before. I mean, that seems to be the idea, but the way that I understand is that a lot of those black people actually, in the time when slavery and all of that was going on, and actually what white people believe about a lot of the slavery is most of it's a lot of lies, and how they were treated and all of these kind of things. And I'm not saying some of them weren't probably treated bad, but the fact is, okay, but the fact is that every single country, for the most part, unless they were like a tribe or something, maybe out in the middle of the jungle, any kind of civilized cultures at those times, everybody had slaves. And it was pretty much, I mean, basically, to make the point simple, it was because of white European people that slavery was basically ended. So it was only because of the white people and our ideas, and specifically white men, that seem to be actually getting hated a lot right now because of everything that goes on. You're looked at as being evil if you're a white man because of all of this supposed racism and all of this stuff. But the fact is that every single country, Muslims, Africans, whoever they were, they all had slaves. That it was just a common idea of the way that the world was at that time. Okay? So it was the white Europeans that were the ones that stopped slavery. So if it wasn't, well, it was some of those people they were all different people that were a part of it, but I'm saying it was ultimately the white European men that rose up because they had power, and they pushed it on the rest of the world, basically saying that this isn't right. You know what I'm saying? So but the problem with everything that's going on now is that your side of it seems to only be pushing that, white people are evil and white people did all of this stuff, but they don't talk about the white people that were actually helping to do all of this stuff and actually changed the ideology of the world when it comes around. Well, I don't hear people saying it. I don't hear a lot of the Black Lives Matter, which I kind of believe most of those people are haters. I don't hear them ever say anything good about white people. Well, because that's what I'm saying, because they hate white people. Well, that's the fact, is that it all has to do with hatred their group has nothing to do with doing anything good.
I disagree.
They hate anything good. I mean, I was just listening to something where some black museum, something that's a part of the Smithsonian or something. I'm gonna turn this car off because it's getting hot.
Black History Museum.
But basically, it had all of these different points about how why, and I can't remember every single one of them, but it's talking about like rugged individualism and this idea of Christianity, and all of these things are like a part of whiteness, and how it shouldn't be pushed upon other people. And see, what I look at that is, see, I don't see this whole thing as a black and white thing. I see it as it's a spiritual battle between good and evil. And unfortunately, most of these black people that are in these groups, they're being used for evil to push a higher agenda to try to destroy anything that's good. And that's what it's about, because it's just basically people that are evil and they hate anything that's good. So, but they're saying that these ideas that have to do with good Christianity and taking responsibility for your life and building your own stuff and doing all of these things, they're making it out like that's evil, and then they're using terms that these liberals come up with, white privilege, and all that has to do with is that if you were somebody that was raised in a good family and your parents taught you to do the right thing, and they raised you to be good and do all of these right things, then you have white privilege because you were raised to do right. You know what I'm saying? And like, that's basically what it is. It's people that hate people that are good. They're doing what's right. And that's what it has to do with.
Anymore.
Okay, well, what do you think?
I don't really even know how to begin to respond to you, quite frankly. First of all, Black Lives Matter movement, it's not a group. It's not an organization. And it wasn't started, I don't know where it was started in response to Trayvon Martin being murdered. When he was out running, doing nothing.
Well,
he was out in his neighborhood and he was shot.
I think,
walked away from it. That's how it started.
I would disagree a little bit that he was murdered, because that even went to court, and it was shown that the guy was not doing everything, that the other side's kind of acting like he was totally innocent. So the fact is that you have a right to be able to defend yourself. It doesn't matter if they're black, white, or what they are. You can defend yourself against people if they're attacking you.
But he wasn't attacking him.
So, the guy didn't get charged in the court case.
I know, and that's part of what's wrong with this.
But they showed evidence, and just like the other, you had that guy.
I'm just saying that's where the movement started.
Okay, and then you had the next guy. I remember all of that a few years ago, 2016, 17, and then you had the guy that was the hands up, don't shoot, and that guy attacked the police, it was shown. And then the whole group, somebody lied, and I believe it was a black woman or something, lied about what the cop did. So
I don't know which one you're talking about.
it was the hands up, don't shoot, where all of that came from. It was a bigger black guy. I think he stole cigars, and then the cops found him later on walking down the road, and then he actually attacked the cops and tried to steal his gun.
I don't know where you're getting this.
Well, that was everything that came. If you look at the court case, you have to go back and look at the actual court case.
That's the problem.
Well, the problem is the media. Okay, well, let me say this one last thing, and I will. The media is going in, and they're saying lies before any of the true information comes out. That's why people are believing so many lies. Mostly like CNN and most of these kind of places. That's what they did. It came out in the court case that the lady in that lied and said that the cop had shot the guy, but the guy had actually attacked him. They had multiple witnesses that said that.
Oh, you're talking about George Floyd.
No, that one just happened. I'm talking about the one back in like 2017.
Very nice gentleman and I are having an interesting conversation. Oh. Is he hot? Nothing. They want you did.
Sorry to interrupt.
Good day for a
No,
walk.
you're fine. Go ahead.